heat from a fluid. Some are a combination of the two types. Through either method, the extreme heat in the flue gas path will also heat the superheater steam piping and the steam within. The design of any superheated steam plant presents several engineering challenges due to the high working temperatures and pressures. One consideration is the introduction of feed water to the boiler. The pump used to charge the boiler must be able to overcome the boiler's operating pressure, else water will not flow. As a superheated boiler is usually operated at high pressure, the corresponding feed water pressure must be even higher, demanding a more robust pump design. Another consideration is safety. High pressure, superheated steam can be extremely dangerous if it unintentionally escapes. To give the reader some perspective, the steam plants used in many U.S. Navy destroyers built during World War II operated at 600 psi, 4,100 kPa, 41 bar, pressure and 850 degrees Fahrenheit, 454 degrees Celsius, superheat. In the event of a major rupture of the system, an ever-present hazard in a warship during combat, the enormous energy release of escaping superheated steam, expanding to more than 1,600 times its confined volume, would be equivalent to a cataclysmic explosion, whose effects would be exacerbated by the steam release occurring in a confined space, such as a ship's engine room. Also, small leaks that are not visible at the point of leakage could be lethal if an individual were to step into the escaping steam's path. Hence designers endeavor to give the steam handling components of system as much strength as possible to maintain integrity. Special methods of coupling steam pipes together are used to prevent leaks, with very high pressure systems employing welded joints to avoid leakage problems with threaded or gasketed connections. Supercritical steam generator. Boiler for a power plant. Supercritical steam generators are frequently used for the production of electric power. They operate at supercritical pressure. In contrast to a subcritical boiler, a supercritical steam generator operates at such a high pressure, over 3,200 psi or 22 MPa, that the physical turbulence that characterizes boiling ceases to occur. The fluid is neither liquid nor gas but a supercritical fluid. There is no generation of steam bubbles within the water, because the pressure is above the critical pressure point at which steam bubbles can form. As the fluid expands through the turbine stages, its thermodynamic state drops below the critical point as it does work turning the turbine, which turns the electrical generator from which power is ultimately extracted. Fluid at that point may be a mix of steam and liquid droplets as it passes into the condenser. This results in slightly less fuel use and therefore less greenhouse gas production. The term boiler should not be used for a supercritical pressure steam generator, as no boiling occurs in this device. Accessories. Boiler fittings and accessories. Pressure trolls to control the steam pressure in the boiler. Boilers generally have 2 or 3 pressure trolls, a manual reset pressure troll, which functions as a safety by setting the upper limit of steam pressure, the operating pressure troll, which controls when the boiler fires to maintain pressure, and for boilers equipped with a modulating burner, a modulating pressoret troll which controls the amount of fire. Safety valve. It is used to relieve pressure and prevent possible explosion of a boiler. Water level indicators. They show the operator the level of fluid in the boiler, also known as ascites glass, water gauge or water column. Bottom blowdown valves. They provide a means for removing solid particulates that condense and lie on the bottom of a boiler. As the name implies, this valve is usually located directly on the bottom of the boiler, and is occasionally opened to use the pressure in the boiler to push these particulates out. Continuous blowdown valve. This allows a small quantity of water to escape continuously. Its purpose is to prevent the water in the boiler becoming saturated with dissolved salts. Saturation would lead to foaming and cause water droplets to be carried over with the steam, a condition known as priming. Blowdown is also often used to monitor the chemistry of the boiler water. Tricock, a type of valve that is often used to manually check a liquid level in a tank. Most commonly found on a water boiler. Flash tank. High pressure blowdown enters this vessel where the steam can flash safely and be used in a low pressure system or be vented to atmosphere while the ambient pressure blowdown flows to drain. Automatic blowdown / continuous heat recovery system. This system allows the boiler to blow down only when makeup water is flowing to the boiler, thereby transferring the maximum amount of heat possible from the blowdown to the makeup water. No flash tank is generally needed as the blowdown discharged is close to the temperature of the makeup water. Hand holes. They are steel plates installed in openings in header to allow for inspections and installation of tubes and inspection of internal surfaces. Steam drum internals. A series of screen, scrubber and cans. Cyclone separators. Low water Q-Taff. It is a mechanical mean, running once the water goes below a certain point. If a boiler is dry-fired, burned without.
Yes, sorry, I start to get tired, so I clicked by mistake. Let's get some more cola or something to drink. Yes, it's 6 p.m. Yes, I'm getting a little bit sleepy because the last 2 nights I'm not sleeping enough. And the weather's very nice outside. It's like a little bit hot in my apartment, 25. And it's 6 p.m. so I've been up many hours. Yes, but I'm finished for my day. I don't need to make more Danish videos. I made my day 113 video about Ukraine. I'm thinking to bicycle to this legal discount. They have very cheap tomatoes. Half a kilo, like 10 Danish kroner. That's like $1.30. I think I will buy 2 more maybe. 2 more packaged tomatoes. They're super cheap. That's Danish tomatoes. That's the Danish flag. But tomatoes, small snack tomatoes, have got very expensive. They cost like $4 half a kilo. 3 or $4 just or more for half a kilo. So $1.30 is super cheap, and these tomatoes may taste very nice. So maybe bicycle to this Lidl, sell some empty bottles and buy 2 more packaged tomatoes. And then I can upload this. No, I have two bags, plastic bags of empty bottles. That's like 10, that's like 30 kroner, so that's enough for 2 tomatoes, so only 20 kroner. Then I could buy a little candy or something. I can watch my subscribers grow from here, but normally I only get like 2 or 3 subscribers every day. But the last 2 or 3 days I got like 200, so that's not normal. But my life is like it is now. I have this debt, $1,100 every month, and I have a low pension, so I have not much money left every month. Next month I have like less, $50 left, but in 1 week I will get my YouTube money like $350, like $2,600. Danish kroner, so I could buy 260 packets of tomatoes. So this YouTube money helped me a lot, but I think this YouTube money will drop again a lot. It's normally I get like $150 in my YouTube money. But then in start of this year, or just one year ago, I had like less $150 in my YouTube money. Yes, let's try to read it finish.
Water level indicators. They show the operator the level of fluid in the boiler, also known as sight glass, water gauge or water column. Bottom blowdown valves. They provide a means for removing solid particulates that condense and lie on the bottom of a boiler. As the name implies, this valve is usually located directly on the bottom of the boiler, and is occasionally opened to use the pressure in the boiler to push these particulates out. Continuous blowdown valve. This allows a small quantity of water to escape continuously. Its purpose is to prevent the water in the boiler becoming saturated with dissolved salts. Saturation would lead to foaming and cause water droplets to be carried over with the steam, a condition known as priming. Blowdown is also often used to monitor the chemistry of the boiler water. Tricock. A type of valve that is often used to manually check a liquid level in a tank. Most commonly found on a water boiler. Flash tank. High pressure blowdown enters this vessel where the steam can flash safer and be used in a low pressure system or be vented to atmosphere while the ambient pressure blowdown flows to drain. Automatic blowdown / continuous heat recovery system. This system allows the boiler to blow down only when makeup water is flowing to the boiler, thereby transferring the maximum amount of heat possible from the blowdown to the makeup water. No flash tank is generally needed as the blowdown discharged is close to the temperature of the makeup water. Hand holes. They are steel plates installed in openings in header to allow for inspections and installation of tubes and inspection of internal surfaces. Steam drum internals, a series of screen, scrubber and cans, cyclone separators. Low water Q-TAF, it is a mechanical means, usually a float switch, or an electrode with a safety switch that is used to turn off the burner or shut off fuel to the boiler to prevent it from ruining once the water goes below a certain point. If a boiler is dry-fired, burned without water in it, it can cause rupture or catastrophic failure. Surface blowdown line. It provides a means for removing foam or other lightweight non-condensable substances that tend to float on top of the water inside the boiler. Circulating pump. It is designed to circulate water back to the boiler after it has expelled some of its heat. Feed water check valve or clack valve, a non-return stop valve in the feed water line. This may be fitted to the side of the boiler, just below the water level, or to the top of the boiler. 14. Top feed. In this design for feed water injection, the water is fed to the top of the boiler. This can reduce boiler fatigue caused by thermal stress. By spraying the feed water over a series of trays, the water is quickly heated and this can reduce limescale. Desuperheater tubes or bundles, a series of tubes or bundles of tubes in the water drum or steam drum designed to cool superheated steam, in order to supply auxiliary equipment that does not need, or may be damaged by, dry steam. Chemical injection line, a connection to add chemicals for controlling feed water pH. Steam accessories. Main steam stop valve. Steam traps. Main steam stop / check valve. It is used on multiple boiler installations. Combustion accessories. Fuel oil system, fuel oil heaters. Gas system. Pole system. Other essential items: pressure gauges, feed pumps, fusible plug, insulation and lagging, inspector's test pressure gauge attachment, nameplate, registration plate, draft. A fuel-heated boiler must provide air to oxidize its fuel. Early boilers provided this stream of air, or draft, through the natural action of convection in a chimney connected to the exhaust of the combustion chamber. Since the heated flue gas is less dense than the ambient air surrounding the boiler, the flue gas recedes in the chimney, pulling denser, fresh air into the combustion chamber. Most modern boilers depend on mechanical draft rather than natural draft. This is because natural draft is subject to outside air conditions and temperature of flue gases leaving the furnace, as well as the chimney height. All these factors make proper draft hard to attain and therefore make mechanical draft equipment much more reliable and economical. Types of draft can also be divided into induced draft, where exhaust gases are pulled out of the boiler, forced draft, where fresh air is pushed into the boiler, and balanced draft, where both effects are employed. Natural draft through the use of a chimney is a type of induced draft. Mechanical draft can be induced, forced or balanced. There are two types of mechanical induced draft. The first is through use of a steam jet. The steam jet oriented in the direction of flue gas flow induces flue gases into the stack and allows for a greater flue gas velocity, increasing the overall draft in the furnace. This method was common on steam-driven locomotives which could not have tall chimneys. The second method is by simply using an induced draft fan, ID fan, which removes flue gases from the furnace and forces the exhaust gas up the stack. Almost all induced draft furnaces operate with a slightly negative pressure. Mechanical forced draft is provided by means of a fan forcing air into the combustion chamber. Air is often passed through an air heater, which, as the name suggests, heats the air going into the furnace in order to increase the overall efficiency of the boiler. Dampers are used to control the quantity of air admitted to the furnace. Forced draft furnaces usually have a positive pressure. Balanced draft is obtained through use of both induced and forced draft. This is more common with larger boilers where the flue gases have to travel a long distance through many boiler passes. The induced draft fan works in conjunction with the forced draft fan, allowing the furnace pressure to be maintained slightly below atmospheric. See also.
Yes, the video splits in 1.5 minutes. I think we should stop it.
Combustion engineering, boiler manufacturer. Boiler feed water deaerator. Dealkalization of water. Electric water boiler, for drinking water. Heat-only boiler station. Heat pump. Hot water reset. Internally rifled boiler tubes, also known as serve tubes. Lancashire boiler. List of boiler types. Natural circulation boiler. Outdoor wood-fired boiler. Tube tool.
Yes, the video splits in this 1 minute. Let's scroll to the end. That's last edit, 31 May. So that was about boilers. Now it's 6 p.m. I think I'll do what I like to talk about. I will start upload this, then I will bicycle to Lidl and buy some cheap tomatoes. It's 10 Danish kroner, half a kilo. That's super cheap. That's like $1.30. So I will do that and sell empty bottles and buy more tomatoes.